Hi friends, Gene Burnett here from GeneBurnett.com. Hey, I thought we'd talk a little bit today about forms and fighting in the Tai Chi martial art kind of world. You're going to hear a beep every once in a while. That beep is coming from the random interval timer, which is something I had a friend of mine make for me, and he did it happily, and I'm very grateful to him because I wanted it as a training device. I loved it. I use it all the time, and so I want to offer it to you free. Just go to randominterval.com and you will see the random interval timer, and you'll have a minimum and maximum intervals that you can set, how much time, and then 2 different tones, a beep for reaction time and a dinging bell for a gentle reminder to do something. I just made a video and had it on the whole time with the bell, and every time the bell rang, oh, boom. So when I hear the beep, I like to jump up and do some punches. So when I hear the beep, I'm going to do that. It's set for 60 to 120, so every minute to 2 minutes, there's going to be a beep over there. And man, I can't make my hat sit straight on my head when I'm looking at a camera for some reason. I just can't do it. That's just going to look weird. Well, whatever. So the random interval timer is going on over there. It's free, just randomintervaltimer.com, not case sensitive. Use it. There's a donation jar there. There's a donation jar here. There's a donation jar at my website. If any of you feel like contributing a few bucks to anything I'm doing, feel free, but it's by no means necessary or expected. I just offer this stuff to be useful. And the random interval timer is useful. I am loving it. So whenever I hear that beep, you're going to see me jump up and do a few chain punches, just because I'm trying to just shorten my reaction time between the, the stimulus and the response. So I want to talk today about forms and fighting. I don't even want to say forms versus fighting because, there's a kind of a battle going on, which I think is kind of unnecessary. Some people are really down on form training, even if they might do some, but they think it's overrated, bogus. It's a, mild health routine at best. They tout fighting and pushing hands and wrestling and other head-to-head contests like tournament stuff, boxing, sport fighting and that kind of stuff, right? Some people on the other side are really down on fighting. They think it's obsolete, brutal, dangerous. They tout forms, spirituality, health, energy, chi, all that kind of stuff. Now, me personally, I like balance. What a concept. Balance. Right? Tai Chi, balance, So if you're down on forms and posture work, breathing, and all that slow motion stuff, and only think only fighting is really valuable or self-defense part is really valuable, then that's okay. You might end up winning your fights and getting your glory, but you might end up losing the fight with gravity too soon and too painfully. There's plenty of people who focus exclusively on fighting, and they end up fat, injured, and broken down as they age. Not enough form work, especially posture and relaxation. Because I'll tell you something, man, when your fight is over, the second you're not fighting anymore and you go back to your life, you're in a fight against gravity. We tend to not notice it. We develop all these functional alignments with pressure. So when pressure is coming at you, we're trying to be functionally aligned with that pressure, either to let it go or to misdirect it, or even just to fight against it because there's no choice. For whatever reason, we're aligning with force. And then when it's over, we think we're done. But we're not done. The force just shifts from here in front of you to right up here, going down through your body, right? So maintaining good posture and good alignment and relaxed, connected, fluid structure, the type of things that Tai Chi forms or yoga forms or various martial art forms would give you, those really help against that fight. And this fight is 100% absolutely going to happen. This fight here, maybe, maybe not. This fight here is happening right now. Right? So, boom. So, if you're down on forms and fighting and breathing and stuff like that, consider that the other side might have a point as you lay, as you sit in your wheelchair, reminiscing about your tournaments and stuff. So I know plenty of people who do both, and I'll tell you what, they will say, they might say it off to the side, but the Tai Chi form is what keeps me healthy and rehabbing from my tournament fights. So now if you're down on fighting and you focus on forms, that's fine, as long as you don't make martial cleans. Be honest about what you're doing. If you're doing martial yoga, which is using martial training for health and daily life, that's what I'm doing, then just say so, just say that's what you're doing. Developing martial attributes that are healthy and useful in life is great. Some of these folks are so idealistic about softness and nonviolence that they have a serious yang deficiency in their life. They actually don't believe in fitness. And they think that softness will overcome everything. But I'll tell you what, it won't overcome everything. It won't overcome gravity. And it certainly won't overcome another person. If you test it and you actually get into non-cooperative partner work, you will find that softness is important, but it is not the end-all. Relaxation is not the end-all of fighting. And it's certainly not the end-all of fighting gravity. You have to have a balance of both. Yin and yang are exactly 100% equally important. They're equally important. It's just as important to be strong as it is to be yielding. It's just as important to be fit as it is to have good structure and relaxation. So it's just important to remember that if you're working on all this martial yoga stuff, this breathing and sense of energy in your body and fluidity and flexibility and all this stuff, that form skill is not fighting skill. Relaxation is not fighting skill. Cooperative partner work is not fighting skill. Forget that at your peril, right? There's only one thing that develops fighting skill, and that is fighting. So I recognize this. I am developing attributes. I hit pads thousands of times a week. I know how to hit really hard and pretty accurately, but that doesn't mean I can fight, right? That's a whole different thing, right? I can do my forms. I've got pretty good posture, alignment. My kinetic chains are smooth. My body works in a unit. My body works as a unit really well. I'm pretty relaxed. I can stand my ground reasonably well. And I'm not a tournament guy. It's obviously a high school or even a college wrestler who's really, who's trained and good is probably going to knock me on my ass. But dealing with the things that I have to deal with, I'm pretty grounded, pretty relaxed and centered person, right? But that doesn't mean I can fight. That's totally different. I have attributes. I have tools. And if I have to fight, I'm going to bring those tools to bear the best I can. And, like I always say, if you have to build a birdhouse and you don't know how to build a birdhouse, good tools are better than bad tools, right? Or I'd certainly rather have good tools than bad tools. So I've got some tools, but I don't kid myself. I don't want to get in a fight. If I do, I'm going to do whatever I can. But, I'm going to be scared because I've never been in one. So, I'm just giving this as an example of honesty. Like if you're doing martial yoga like me, you can say, yeah, I'm developing attributes. I'm getting stronger all the time. I got some good stuff going. And, maybe in certain circumstances I'd be okay in a fight, but I'll never know until I get in one. Pooh. That's honest, right? And the other side could do the same. They could say, hey man, I don't really go for that form stuff and all that posture stuff. I'm really into fighting, and I'll probably pay for it later on. I'll probably pay for it when the time comes. I'll probably wish I had, because posture and alignment and stuff becomes more and more important as you get older. It's not just this fight, it's this fight, right? So there's no need to put the other side down. If you're not into fighting, don't be. If you want to study Tai Chi as a healthy yoga, go for it. There's no reason to put people down and focus on the martial side. If you're not into the health yoga, don't be. If you want to study Tai Chi as a fighting art, go for it. There's no reason to put down people who focus on their health. They might outlive you and get the last laugh anyway. For people who say Tai Chi started as a fighting art and everything else is bullshit, I would say, well, that's like saying all painting that doesn't document the hunt on a cave wall isn't painting. Arts evolve, folks. Look into it. So I think you can do both. I think you can have respect for people who do forms and recognize that, boy, they're fighting the fight against gravity, and that's a fight that I might lose if I don't focus on that. And on the other hand, you can say there's no need to put down people who fight. You can say, that's not me, but that's a powerful thing they're doing. And if I get in a fight myself, I might lose because I'm just doing these form things. So you can be honest and just study the thing you want to study, or you can maybe find a way to do something in the middle. Like you can say, I do forms for my health, I do fighting for self-defense. Or I do forms for my health, but I train them a little harder so that I really develop a few fighting attributes to help balance it out. There's no need to put down people who study for some other reason than you. There's many, many, many training goals. I tell my students all the time, man, the form is like a fitness apparatus, right? As my teacher used to say, I'm the librarian, you're the researcher, the system is the library, or the system is the fitness equipment. I'll suggest exercises and ways that you can learn from that, but ultimately you use that thing for your training goals. Are you rehabbing an injury or a surgery to your body? Tai Chi can be used for that. Are you trying to calm down because you're too anxious and too tense and worried about stuff? Tai Chi can help with that. Do you have posture issues? Are you starting to stoop? Is your neck starting to hurt? Is your low back starting to hurt? Are your knees starting to hurt? Tai Chi can help with that, right? Do you want to release your identification with your ego and your mind and your accomplishments and feel more into the wholeness of things? Tai Chi can help you with that. Do you want to learn to hit harder? Do you want to learn to neutralize an attack or a physical force coming at you? Tai Chi can do that. Do you want to learn how to wrestle, grapple, stand up, wrestle, grapple? Tai Chi can help that. Do you want to learn to hit really hard and really fast and really accurately? Tai Chi can help you do that. It just depends on your training emphasis as you use that equipment. You can use this for big, muscles to show off at the beach, or you can use this because you're an archer and you want to, pull the bow back further. There's many, many purposes to which an exercise routine or a system or a piece of equipment can be devoted to, and it's up to you, as far as I'm concerned, not the system. It's not up to the system, it's up to you. You're the person doing it, right? Those people who made up those exercises, they made them up. They made them up. So, you can use them for your purposes just like they use them for their purposes. So that's my little chat on forms and fighting. So if you like this kind of thing, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you like. You can visit GeneBurnett.com. I have a donation jar here. I have a donation jar at randominterval.com, also at GeneBurnett.com. All these things are optional, not expected. If you want to help me out, feel free. It's always nice to get a tip. But a nice comment that something was useful that I shared is also really nice. So I appreciate those as well. Take good care. Good luck in your training, and we'll see you next time.